And that was called special for cards.
All right, I have 4 cards on this. Dr. Clyde Williams again, followed by Doug Haynes, followed by Ziggy Cruz, and Wayne Spindler.
1 minute, I think. Okay. Capital funds being used for council staff positions. This seems like the CRA, where you can use capital funds for supporting operations and maintenance. I would highly recommend that you disapprove this, as it's going to be setting a precedence that can you use capital funds for your own operations and maintenance staffing. If you can do it, other people should be able to do it too. Share the pain. You're asking your other employees to suffer furloughs and maybe even layoffs. So it's a question as to why privilege one for $75,000 when there's a lot of other areas where you could use $75,000 in capital expenditures. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Doug Haynes, following Doug Haynes, Ziggy Cruz. Is Mr. Cruz still here? Okay, or sorry. And Wayne Spindler. All right, Mr. Haynes.
Hi, good afternoon. My name's Doug Haynes, and thank you for your patience. This is the 3rd year in which beautification money from the Street Furniture Revenue Fund has been diverted to pay for Ms. Bernard's work as a land use consultant for CD13. And I would respectfully request, as a CD13 constituent and neighborhood council board member, that next year Ms. Bernard be given a full staff position with the benefits that she deserves. Doing so would provide Ms. Bernard with her proper due, and we wouldn't have $70,000 or more taken each year from CD13's limited beautification funds, which Hollywood in particular needs every penny of. It would also result in Ms. Bernard's work being more accountable to CD13 constituents who currently experience great difficulty in getting a return phone call on concerns regarding major development projects that will adversely affect our community for generations to come. This is a very convoluted process to have a representative on planning issues for CD13. And I understand that sometimes that's necessary in order to get the work done, but part of the contract states that Ms. Bernard will deal with proponents of projects, and it doesn't say anything about opponents. And the concern that I have is that the door is often shut to those opponents, and we don't have a voice with CD13 on these major projects because we don't even have a chance to be heard. So when I always am told that there's an open door policy, in fact, that door is not open to us, and that's why we have controversy. And I would like to see that door opened a little bit further so at times we can actually speak about these issues with a dialogue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ziggy Cruz.
Good afternoon, council members. I'm Ziggy Cruz. Here's a question for you. Why does the city get creative to funnel money from one department to another for a consultant to a city council member, but does not show the same creativity to pay the city employees that work in the city planning department, building and safety, and so on, who are right now currently experience furloughs and pay cuts? Then again, this is not the first time for this type of transfer. Council File 07-0011-S28 shows that the same motion was introduced and voted on for the same individual back in 2007 and 2008. This actually is now the 3rd time that this particular fund is being used to benefit one individual, even though the fund was created to benefit an entire community. Your motion is to transfer up to $70,000 from the Council District 13 portion of the Street Furniture Fund to another fund in order to benefit just one person who is a consultant to the council member. This pretty much means that you're taking away this money from our community to give it to one particular person as a pay. Especially at a time where city workers are getting pay cuts and have to deal with the furloughs, this is a rather wrong move or approach to keep one individual paid on. Thank you.
Wayne Spindler.
Yes, as far as land use issues, we have a city attorney's office. There's a woman that works there, her name is Jane Usher. And anything you need to know about land use, zoning, permitting, she's right over across the street on the 8th floor of the city attorney's office. And she's there Monday through Friday. and you can go over and email her. She'll talk to you anytime you want. But sitting here and giving somebody an unwritten contract for $70,000 subject to amendment, again, shows why this city is bankrupt. You can't continue to divert money from a fund where it's supposed to go for something and give it to something else. And this is for one council member. It makes no sense. And now we understand that this has happened multiple times. Has there been any competitive bidding? Have there been other candidates for this position? Has it been recruited based on minority business enterprise standards? Has it been based on any other standards of preference? Can we get stimulus money to fund this position if it meets certain criteria? None of this has been addressed in this motion. What you have, once again, is this is a pet project. This is basically a transfer of taxpayer money, a significant amount of taxpayer money, to go to one person for one council person, while we already have people employed by this city that are more than capable of handling these issues as far as land use. There's even another situation where you're going into forest lawn and you're going to condemn by eminent domain a piece of parcel on one of the most expensive tracts of land in the United States of America, when we have a $900 million deficit and growing in this city. It's approaching $1 billion. Why is this being done? You have to stop doing this. If you want to do land use, 8th floor, city attorney's office, and you've got plenty of people there that can help you with that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we go to San Pedro for Christine Bryant.
Hello, council members. I'm Christine Bryant, and I do agree strongly with Dr. Williams and Ms. Cruz. This money should not be diverted for one specific new use. It was applied to the street funds. It should stay there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Zine? Sorry, Mr. Garcetti.
Thank you. I just wanted to state for the record, since there was some misinformation, this is a contract for Ms. Kelly Bernard, who is my planning director, and she doesn't serve one person. She serves at least 250,000 people in my district. Meets with opponents and proponents all the time. Does an extraordinary job, is somebody who works part-time because of family issues. And this is a way of doing part-time, so given the opportunity to go full-time, she has opted not to, but does such extraordinary work representing people of the 13th District. And not only can they meet with her, I have office hours, and any of the folks that would like to come in, and some of them that spoke today, I know a couple left, have come and met with me in office hours directly about any planning and land use issues. It's one of the things I'm proudest of, having met with probably about 10,000 hours worth of constituents directly, one-on-one, face-to-face, without anybody else there. So in continuing a lot of that, she really makes sure that our neighborhood councils and others know the information. She oversees another employee who also meets quite often from our planning land use development section, as well as our city council employees. The only reason I stood up on this, colleagues, is each one of the people who works in our staffs actually serves the people of Los Angeles. And we took a cut that was deeper than any other departments in our own staffs, not because they promote us as individuals, but they actually do hard work of filling potholes. I know they've worked with Ms. Cruz on many different things before, on community gardens, on other things, and it's very easy to come in here and badmouth that, but I do know that Ms. Bernard is the model for work. She is somebody who has worked here for 3 different council members and a mayor, and I think she does an extraordinary job, so I ask for your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Garcetti. Madam Clerk, if you would please open the roll on this item. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Next item. And then can you have that go forthwith, please? There's been a request to make that forthwith.